long time, man. Where you been at?
So where you been at? You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
I had to hide out for a second. You know what I'm saying? But I'm back. What's
hey,
popping with
I
you,
was
man?
I was shocked. I was shocked when I seen it. I said, man, OC back out. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, we back.
we had, you know what I mean? We had to let things cool down a little bit. Some of y'all know, some of y'all that's following others and all that, what occurred on Facebook. You know what I mean? And we're dealing with this national security situation and all that. Buddy was saying names and implementing certain individuals and tying us to Jay and such and such, and them folks came out. You feel me?
Yeah,
So it's like, yeah, it's supposed to be our own, our own folks that's supposed to be a part of the movement that's out here pulling these type stunts. You feel me? So we still in those times of the '60s when it come down to the black agent. You feel me? That's
there's
what's
too
really
many of them,
going
bro.
on here. Uh,
There's too many of them.
Too many of them. No, no. What the problem is? It ain't no order today. You feel me? Ain't no order today because disrespect is to come with consequences. But today, you know what I mean? Social media, you know how everybody just brush things off. They take everything as a joke. Like the Conrad situation here. You know what I mean? But first off, you know what I mean? To me and Crystal Muhammad, every word came out of her mouth was true. You know what I mean? Every word Crystal even told me. So first off, I like to apologize. You see what I'm saying? To Crystal Muhammad, first and foremost. You know what I mean? For me being off square. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, OC, you already know. You got that video. Remember that video of me and Ozone speaking? You took it and you propped it up and you threw it out. So that's how we felt. You know what I'm saying? We've been felt neglected. We've been felt we was pushed aside. We've been felt it was not just about one individual. You know what I mean? From where we are at on the opposition side of the militia, 300K versus 70K. This is what I don't understand that. So I said I wanted to come out because O called me tonight. It was like, Delta, man, I got down there, I think it's at 15, 16 days. You know what I'm saying? Such and such. And I'm like, yeah. You know what I mean? I gave him a little idea that I had in mind. They like, man, 50K, 50K, 60K within 15, 16 days, man. I'm trying to be, you know what I mean,
Optimistic.
honest with you.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was like, I'm just trying to be honest. I don't see that. I mean, just stay calm. You know what I mean? Because what I said to him, we supposed to have this shit last year.
long
You
time
know what I
ago.
mean? If they got 2 point something million for Buddy that sat up there in that church, the other one that ran around with the AR, 17 years old. Now Buddy up there in the subway within weeks. So we like to get, you know what I mean, amped up by social media when we see situations like Bama. We call that unity. Yeah, you're right. You know what I'm saying? We got to come out and stick together. We should have done that when he had his knee on his neck, though.
Yeah,
You feel
man.
what I'm saying? There's levels to this shit. You feel me? So it's like what we need to do today. You know what I'm saying? We gotta instill some order. You know what I'm saying? We gotta stand on that. If not us, then who? You know what I'm saying? We can't keep looking at the opposition and blaming them. You know what I mean? For where we at today when it comes down to community. You know what I'm saying? And that's another stigma. Community. We don't own no resources. We don't own no land within our own community. Corner stores, who's over that? You see what I'm saying? So it's like when you see that opposition community that was
A
after
real community.
Kyrie, that's a real community. Over here where I train, the Latino community stores, you know what I mean, written in Latin language. They folks behind the counter. You know what I'm saying? The
Big,
Asian shops and all that. You got little China.
big
Yeah,
facts.
that's a community. Yeah, you know
Nah,
what I'm saying? Circulating the dollar. You know what I mean? What was a real community? Black Wall Street was a community. But what Black Wall Street, where they went wrong at, they didn't invest in an army. You feel what I'm saying? You ain't no protector like Neely Fuller Jr. say. You ain't no protector, you ain't no leader. You feel what I'm saying? That's why they call this the greatest nation because of the army. That's why you got Russia and all that, etc. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got INFAC. You feel what I'm saying? I'm talking about the last ones left. And when I say that, I come and I speak in honor to Comrade Ozone.
yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? My comrade. What we done out the groundwork. You know what I'm saying? Like the comrade said on your platform last night. And he spoke about the danger levels. You know what I mean? Which everybody went on social media, man, and they took the opportunity. But try to spin off our names. Say that to me a lot. They say, Delta, man, they called us crazy. They called us reckless. I already know. You know what I mean? I already know, bro. You feel what I'm saying? I was telling you that. You know what I mean? That's why we got to move in a certain way. We got to get this foundation set, like what General Taco was talking about. I honor the gods. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? General Taco, Black
Shout out.
Riders out there. We shouldn't have
Yeah.
to be coming out here doing 1,000. Yeah, salute to God. We shouldn't be having to come and do 1,000 damn fundraisers when they collecting millions overnight, and here we are up here crying wolf about what we tired of. You feel what I'm saying? Then we come out and we marching. You know, so we put it on the line, and here we are. We made a mockery of with our own folks telling why Delta ain't locked up. Our own folks saying this type shit. Or our own folks saying, oh, I ain't riding with Ozone because he turned against Jay. But I tell you what, pull up Google. Pull up Google. And when you pull up Google, you're going to see the comrade right next to him protecting him. Every picture, everywhere he went. It's the militia. They out here choosing sides and all that. That's cool, no problem. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I say, man, we lost faith in the movement. They made a mockery of this shit. You feel what I'm saying? Doing all these shows, exposure and all that. You don't see that being done with no other platforms out there that we call enemy, opposition. Every black platform is at beef with another black platform because of the views that they getting. It ain't because of the topics. You feel what I'm saying? All honor Urema also. Get a guy a plug. You know what I'm saying? He came out to the first formation down there in ATL.
You know,
You know what I mean? So we
that's
need
the
to
thing that you know. I don't mean to cut you off, but that's the thing that I've actually been checking on. That I've been noticing. You know what I mean? When it comes to the platforms that attack other platforms, especially the black platforms, it seems like they're the ones that's
yeah,
being supported and being pushed up the algorithms and things like that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's a bag in that. A lot of people make money off of attacking other people. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. You
Man,
know,
let me
YouTube will support that.
let,
You know what I'm saying?
damn right. Damn right. And I'll tell you something also, you know what I'm saying, why I made certain decisions, certain moves that I made when I went to certain platforms. You know what I mean? It wasn't AV platform that I was in fear of. I was kind of hesitant of. It was Deuce's platform. And why I say that because there was some kind of ex agent. You know what I'm saying? He was watching Impact. He's speaking on it. He brought my name up. And I'm saying to myself, where he saw me at? Where I sat at? Sat there and said, yeah, man, I saw him. I watched him, his story and all that. You know what I mean? And when they
I,
fell out, he said it was a drastic drop in Impact. So
I
I'm
gotta
listening to
speak
this
on
guy.
that. And you
Yeah, go
know,
ahead.
it's we keep on hopping on these platforms, and we know certain people is not solid people. You know, we don't really do the research on certain people before we hop on these platforms. I'm not gonna lie. You know, what I'm
Yeah,
saying a lot of us, especially once we call generals. You know, what I'm saying we'll hop on these platforms, and we don't know
yeah,
nothing about the person. We don't know nothing about their agenda. They ain't putting no money towards the movement, no real money. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, wow, it got to be bigger than the views or being noticed or whatever. I don't know, whatever the agenda behind someone hopping on the platform like that. You know what I'm saying? The
oh yeah,
Tahaka base, so at least like just like what you were saying earlier, when it comes to the community, if we really had a community, the stores, the grocery
yeah,
stores, everything in the community will be donated towards a certain cause. So
yeah,
hopping on these
yeah,
platforms, I mean, you gotta break some bread. You gotta donate some type of money for a general or
yeah,
something like that to be hopping on your platform. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing that makes
yeah,
sense. You know what I mean? They got to get hit upside the head in order for to make you talk or anybody else talk. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
And,
you know,
and when
yeah, go ahead.
when I do see that, you know what I mean. I don't want none of them to feel some type of way because this is what I'm saying was already spoken, said to others. You know what I'm saying? Because we know, we know that they know, they said, they sat there and watched us on black platforms. These be white folks or opposition, whatever they want to call them. You know what I'm saying? But they stated that. You know what I mean? So and they done their research. You know, they did the research. There was an article printed up also when Ozone got in this situation um, of us on the platform. And I'm saying to myself, okay, this platform right here, we just put this up. How they got this? They got us screenshot it. You feel me? In this article,
Yeah.
where they get this from? You know, when the Linus was talking about ozone was targeted, yeah, he was targeted. Most definitely, he was targeted. Most mainly because of that ATL situation, which I told him I didn't feel comfortable about it because at that time we was trying to come back out and revamp. You know, we was kind of confused about in the direction the militia was going, and when he and Jay had that fallout. You know, so when I'm talking about Black Messiah, believe it, believe it. He came to me on some peace. He said, "Man, Shalom, I'm on some peace, bro." He ain't gotta even say sorry. I already understand what's going on because it was me and him from the beginning. And that's why I look at a lot of the all eyes on J folks, a lot of the elders that grew up, that came up in the 60s, you know what I mean? And they saw this, they had to fight through that, you know what I mean? And you see these young boys out here on front line, you know what I mean? Like the elders that was out there in the formation, passing out, trying to get up that hill, but they was out there, like the comrade was saying on the platform last night. No matter the age, we here for the people, you know. So I always commend that. I always stand on against that. Nobody
My
gonna go against that. No
yeah,
matter if
my
Jay
bad.
locked up. Go ahead.
Yeah, my bad. My bad. I started laughing. You talk about the elders. Still getting out there. For one, I was thinking like, yeah, it's a young. I feel like the movement should be a young person's game. You know what I'm saying? The elders,
Yeah,
I feel like they should take a seat. You know what I mean? And kind of pull strings and let us do our thing. Let the youth, let the young ones do our thing. But then, right when I thought about that, I thought about the Montgomery Brawl and the old man straight blasting everybody with the chairs. You know what I'm saying? Because there was a lot of old heads out there
yeah,
still swinging. You know what I mean? So, you
yeah.
know, we
That
we
motherfucker.
we we need everybody really. You know what I'm saying? We just need it for the most part like-minded thinkers. You know what I'm saying? It really
Yeah,
don't matter
yeah.
the age if you like-minded. We just got to be on the same page. We got to be organized. You know what I'm saying?
But it's like
So
this here, man, and
yeah.
but to be, I don't get to cut you off either. To be honest with you, like I told him, militia life. I told Jay this. Spoke with Malik about this. 10 years in, we've been underground doing this shit. We came in with underground ops, RBGs, BPC, Sarah Sumu City, and all them.
Mhm.
Um, Warrior House. So our major fallout was because dudes wasn't training. See, when the conscious community first started, we took it serious. You see what I'm saying? Well, you just can put on no and get on a profile and get you no conscious cute name and put up Barbie and pick. You know what I'm saying? Be accepted. You know what I'm saying? Get your platform, get your fake following. You know what I mean? Now you the voice, but then again, behind the scenes, you touch a kid. Now they confused and all that. You see what I'm saying? But y'all threw that battery pack and that check it all back. You know what I'm saying? Now you got to deal with it. You see what I'm saying? So when it come down to our black folks wearing they black hearts on their sleeves, that's also the issue. You see what I'm saying? Who you giving your time to? You know what I mean? Who you donating to? The same way the church is. You ain't no different from the church. You know what I mean? Creflo got what, 40 something million? You know what I mean? TD Jakes, 60 something. You know what I mean? Just for what? The anointing to feel good. You think we was out there playing? You know what I'm saying? You think Ozone was out there playing? He got 5 kids at home. You feel what I'm saying? You got shots going off, all kinds of shit. You know what I'm saying? What they think it is, and they go on social media and they try to plug it and turn it and spin the narrative. Like I'm also upset about this. I sit there and I watch families of those that we came out for. Like I told Jay, I voted. I'm voting against going to Kentucky. You feel me? I wanted to go to Indiana. You know, to the base where they at. The militia. We go to them. What Malcolm them did. You feel me? So we got outvoted 2-3. Another comrade outvoted. We ain't on that. All we're gonna do is add fuel to fire. You know, but we win anyway. So you mean to tell me that the families don't see that? They don't understand what's going on with these cases? You know, that's what I'm looking at. Cause I'm looking at them sitting at the red table talking to Jada Pickett. You know, the mother. You know what I mean? A lot of y'all know when I first came out, you know what I'm saying, and me and Jay had that issue, it was behind the mother. I was speaking in honor of the mother. I sent a direct message, was left on read. Ozone need help. Ozone came out for weeks. You would have never known us if it wasn't for who? You see? So we came back out again. And in honor of that. So that's what I'm talking about. Not only just the community getting behind you, you know what I mean, turning their back on you, but the people you out here riding for. You see what I'm saying? They forget all about that. You know what I'm saying? And respect to also Rod Digger. You know what I'm saying? Had some words disrespectful a little bit. I didn't mean that. You know what I'm saying? Also, the Kentucky Alliance that's behind Grandmaster Jay. We spoke trying to get them to get behind ozone case, bring more awareness to the situation. You know what I mean? So that's why I got to salute you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you're doing hard for the job.
No,
You know?
it's staying consistent is part of it. You know what I mean? So we as an organization, as a community, and I really do feel we are a community. We got to tighten all the way up. You know what I'm saying? Because it's too much
Yeah.
confusion going on. Too many people that's really nobody's and saying anything, to confuse the people. We really got to tighten up. We really just can't let anybody in like that. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
even I say again, even platforms like this, I actually am a part of the movement, been a part of the movement for a minute. A lot of people could vouch for me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people
Yeah.
that's out there that, that's speaking and saying anything, people can't even vouch for them. People don't even know where they come from. Some of them even have records of them, a lot of records. Like they got a rap sheet. You know what I'm saying? But they out of jail. You know what I mean? Like so, it's just crazy. It's a lot of craziness that we got to tighten up. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the first thing. So I put up a
You know what?
title to say now what. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm,
with everything going on,
mm.
and it's always a lot going on. But when it comes to this particular movement, what's next? You know what I mean, like what do you feel we should be on next? As a general, you still got your movement going on. We'll talk about that in a second, but what should be next? As a community, on what you could say online. For the people. I just want to
I would say
see my
to the conscious community, uh, the so-called conscious community before Facebook, before Instagram, we wasn't known none of that. Conscious community didn't start with none of that. We was on tag.com. Wasn't no platform. So I soon said it was the only voice out there. You know what I'm saying? This before Polite came on the scene. You know what I mean? Umar. This how long we been in this. RBG'd up. All honor, Lone Star RBG, Ricky Ross. You know what I'm saying? Mind over matter out there in California. I can say that. How long we been in here? So I went underground for years. Sonetta, you know, first off, Conrad came up and said names last night. He said a name. He said Michi X. Now, Michi X, along with Crystal Muhammad, Vicky, Lions Den, Dolores, love them. You know what I mean? Feisty, they got it in them. You know what I mean? Segment. You know what I mean? Corin Gaines, Sandra Bland, they got that energy. You know, so what you were talking about when it comes down to a community, our community has been divided because they have the community right there on their following. I'm talking about like those like Sonetta, but when they're asking for donations, they tell you to send a donation to them for the platform, get some more motherfucking lights, microphone, and sit up here and talk about the same shit that you're sitting up here crying about, out here marching about, out here making fun of jokes about us. You know what I'm saying? That's out there. You know what I'm saying? Ain't taking no money. You know what I'm saying? Putting their own money into this shit, traveling and all that, ducking shots and all. You know what I mean? Just to sit up here and talk about it. See, the problem is when it come down to black men, they become obsolete. They gossip more than motherfucking females. That's like Corin Gaines did.
man.
Ran out and left in the house when police came for him. You feel what I'm saying? They didn't even come looking for Corin Gaines. They came for him. You feel me? But anyway, they got the community. You know what I'm saying? So I was looking at the line that's Nietzsche. I was like, man, I love the line. I back up Z Banger also. You know what I'm saying? That's why me and the one kid had bumped heads behind that situation. We backing them. But I was looking at the following. I said, damn, you got 60,000 folks over here. You know what I'm saying? And we just charge them $1. You know what I mean? Make a comment. You know what I mean? Whatever to subscribe. Or even when we come down to the fundraiser, ask for $1. 60,000 folks. You know what I'm saying? They get their percentage. We'll probably look at what 40. We do this what 2-3 times. You know what I mean? You demand that because your following gonna follow you like Beyonce following, like Nicki Minaj. They gonna do whatever you say. We ain't even counting the $5 or $10. see what I'm saying? So when it comes down to the $100 and the 50s and all that, they try to duck that. We talking about what folks ain't gonna miss. So we talking about powers and numbers. You see what I'm saying? We never come together collectively. You see what I'm saying? When it comes to powers and numbers, because they have the community. Same thing like Sarnetta. They come out and speak on old names. When old hot, he trending. You know, but when it come down to open up that platform, dropping that link, giving them at least an hour. You know what I'm saying? You can bring in $6 grand. You know what I'm saying? $7 grand, whatever the case may be, because you got the following. But you can plug it because you don't want to be tied to no situation, no case like this. Hell no. You don't want to be tied to that. You know what I'm saying? But you can speak it though. You can make all kind of documentaries. You know what I'm saying? All kind of hidden colors. You know what I'm saying? Meeting for a museum, all kinds of shit. I don't mean to be throwing shade, but I'm just being honest. I don't care about nothing. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like they got the community, but they don't care. You feel what I'm saying? Black folks don't care about no black guys. You feel what I'm saying? When it comes down to ozone situation, they trying to lay this man down. We host show after show, speaking on who. They love to talk about the kids. But when it come down to this situation, everybody get low, get underground. You know what I mean? So we ain't got no heart. So what we need all of them to do, just open up the platform. Come together collectively if you really concerned, because if you spoke his name, you know of his situation. Like with Sarnetta, I know Tiffany personally. I know Tiffany who started out for Allah. So it's a lot of stuff we never even came out. We've been in this thing 10 years plus. You feel me? And so we could have been so messy. You know what I'm saying? We could have been on some whole, yeah.
I'm gonna ask this because everybody knows, like, let's say for the platform of side netters, everybody know exactly kind of like his location. You know, he in New York. You know, probably in Harlem. I don't know. Everybody know his location. I'm about being I'm about the guerrilla, if I could say guerrilla tactics. You know what I mean? Where you actually put somebody
Yeah.
that you probably know live in New York, could pull up on them and be like, "Hey, you need to speak about this, and let's make that happen." You know what I mean? You know, not on some bully stuff, but you know, some people actually need to see that it's a serious situation. You know what I mean? So, but that's what I mean when it comes to just ongoing, just the like-minded thinkers, because not everybody could want to talk about what we want to talk about. Not everybody actually think it's serious for whatever reason. They could have a different agenda. They could be just about the money. Like, oh, but if I talk about this, it's probably not going to make a lot of views. So, that doesn't go with, what's going on. So I feel like the biggest thing is whatever movement that we have as a people, we make our connections so we can be able to pull up.
Well, you ain't getting nothing out here. You feel me? And here you talking about my video. My video be clear. Yeah, I got good video.
I, but yeah,
Hey,
you were
but if
saying
it do
something,
fall
you
again,
was breaking up though a lot. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you was tapping into something. You know what I mean? But yeah, we ain't heard nothing. You got to start all that over. What you was talking
right,
about?
somewhere. But yeah, if it do fall again, man, I'm gonna get back in here and get up out of here. I just really wanted to come through, man, and pay my respects.
For
You know what I'm
sure.
saying? Like Christian Muhammad was saying. You know what I mean? It's something like a spark. I'm being honest with you. I don't lost a lot of faith in this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I told him, I don't want to go to no platform. You know, I fuck with you 100. That's the only reason why I'm here. You feel what I'm saying? Anywhere else, I don't. You know what I mean? Goof and all that. I'm cool with him. I ain't got no problem with tied him. You know what I'm saying? But what we went through, bro, and looking at this situation, I feel like, man, it's disrespectful for the ozone. To see folks over here raising thousands for a dog. You hear me? And when I be speaking on Jay, man, they be thinking I be trying to shade Jay. No, like I said before, the Kentucky Alliance. I contacted them folks. Same folks at the courthouse for Grandmaster Jay. You know what I mean? Send my condolences and all that and shit. You know what I'm saying? And just let him know. You know what I mean? And he'll be back out, whatever it may be. We ain't got no issues. You know, so it's like a death. You see what I'm saying? When started, the whole man died. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at ozone, and just by hearing him speak like that, like, man, bro, I don't. He said I don't regret nothing. So I keep asking him that. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you don't regret nothing, cause I do. You feel
Yeah.
me? Now when I'm looking at all the exposing shows and all the jokes, you feel me? All the time, and thinking, man, bro. You see what I'm saying? And dude trying to is on you. You see what I'm saying? Behind the scenes, like I don't come out and I don't say nothing. You see what I'm saying? But I really, if I really came out, it take down there 3 hours. So you see what I'm saying? To really explain to you. You know what I mean? The type of
Yeah,
safety going
I
on in
ain't gonna
our
lie.
move. You know, and the manipulation. You see what I'm saying? And like I say again, all, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Although that this movement is messy, I also feel that we are learning something. You know what I mean? Like this is the start of something, but at the same time, we live and we learn. You know, to the point where we're not gonna make the same mistakes. You know what I'm saying? We got to
Yeah,
get us together eventually. You know what I'm saying? So we all learning. We live and we learning. We paying attention
yeah,
to some of the mishaps that we had
yeah,
as a community. We're gonna get it together for sure. We definitely gonna get it together. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I keep it one, and me and you had our mishaps.
Like
You know
you
what I'm
asked,
saying? But we got back into it, and we good. And I
yeah,
feel like we as a community gonna push forward in the right way
yeah,
as well. You know what I'm saying?
exactly, exactly. You know what I mean? So it's like what we have to do. We have to form our own government. You see what I'm saying? You got to start forming your own government. All these black platforms got these major followings. They gotta get that ignorance. You know what I'm saying? And somehow, you know what I mean, figure this out. If they're really truly concerned, 100 years from now, what the party done. You see what I'm saying? The party didn't have the resources that we got today with social media and all that. You see what I'm saying? Look what they left behind. Food assistance, WIC, things like that. You see what I'm saying? So the women back then were more powerful. That's why I give honor to the women today because the men failing. Saying when you catch that case, everybody seems like they forget about you. You see what I'm saying? But when the spotlight on, you know what I'm saying, and it's trending out, now everybody want to jump into the movement. That's what they done with Impact. We have some good comrades in it. What you said earlier, I told Jay that. You see what I'm saying? We shouldn't have all these folks out here, the elders. You know what I'm saying? We should have this thing divided. We got these young boys out here. We got the gorillas over here. You know what I'm saying? We should have everything lined up properly. That's why I kept coming out and pressing others. You know what I'm saying? Defending that formation because I knew we had elderly women in there, elderly men. You know what I'm saying? That's out there for the cause and they don't even understand the danger and they don't understand the threats. You see what I'm saying? So it was way beyond what you see in social media. And I'm looking at ozone like, come on, man. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? A dog, you know what I'm saying? Grandmaster Jay, Jay gonna be home. And I say that again. I don't got no problem with Jay. I'm talking to the All Eyes on Jay followers. You know what I mean? They're talking about, in fact, we are, in fact, Stone Mountain. You see what I'm saying? The first beyond we are at ozone was there. Was there every single formation. So how you gonna forget him? You see what I'm saying? That this ain't no one man army. You know what I'm saying? When they could have party, they committed the Panther Party. You see what I'm saying? We ain't just saying Huey such and such. You know what I'm saying? We needed a movement bad. You know what I'm saying? Because we had folks out here, you know what I'm saying, being hung. They got the noose out. They had them burnt some little young girl. You know what I'm saying? So at that time, this when America was like at an uproar. You know what I mean? You had New York, California. You know what I'm saying? Down there in Memphis.
I feel
So
it.
that's when the militia movement was at its front. So
I
we
feel
that.
it. I
So
feel
that's
it.
what I was saying
It was
before.
definitely a spark.
You know what I mean? We
I give it
expected
that.
that because
You know
yeah,
what I'm
well,
saying? It
yeah,
was definitely a spark of something, and
yeah,
that was definitely needed.
we
You
needed
know
it.
what I
You know what
mean?
I'm saying? So it wouldn't be no impact. I'm dead ass serious. Wouldn't be no impact went for ozone. Wouldn't be no impact. You see what I'm saying? Because the weight that ozone carried behind Jay, I would have had to come in and cover for that. Ozone was like down there 3 men in one. You see what I'm saying? So it was like shit, he do this, he do that. You see what I'm saying? So we needed him. You know what I mean? He was beyond value. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying to the people. All I say,
Yeah.
we talk about impact. We are impact. It wouldn't be no impact without that boy. Like I said again,